Hello and welcome back to the channel, it's Erad, and so today we are going to take a look at 3.18.1, which has been the hotfix for starting over 3.18, which was, well, it had a rough start, a rough debut to say the least, and so it was the solution from Eradicator Games to try to allow everybody to at least get inside. Does it fix all the problems? Of course not. That is what Star Citizen over 3.18.2 will be, or at least trying to fix most of the issues. But does it work in the sense that can we play 3.18.1? Well, that's what we are going to talk about in today's video. So let's talk about Star Citizen over 3.18.1. And you know, guys, that we all had some issues with 3.18.0, especially login issues because of the backend services, which just could not handle the flux of players coming in at the same time, and also, well, the issues caused in the database because of persistent entity streaming. Well, the developers have spent a lot of time trying their best to fix some of those issues, and I've got to say that every time I've tried to log in on both my main and my alternative account, I have been able to log in almost immediately with no issue at all. Every single time I've been able to get in the game, and I have been able to use all of my inventory, been able to retrieve my ships as well, which was also something that was a problem, right? Because the ASOP terminals were not working. Well, with 3.18.1, there is a brand new solution that Eradicator Games have figured out. Instead of having all of your ships sent to your starting location, they are in some kind of cloud, and they are going to be sending the ship to wherever you are when you are using it for the first time. So let's say your starting location is Microtech and you want to be using your ship over there for the first time. Well, you're going to send in your ship to Microtech, but if you want to use a second ship that you have not used before and you happen to be on Hurston, you're going to be sending that ship over there. Every time the sending process takes place, it's taking about 20 seconds, and then you have access to your ship. However, if you leave your ship at Microtech and you are now at Hurston, that's not going to work. You are either going to have to claim your ship or go back to Microtech to pick up your ship. But anyway, that is the solution they have figured out here to make sure that now we can get access to our ships and that the ASOP terminals are working. As a result, because the ASOP terminals are working, I've also noticed that calling a ship is not a problem at all. Every time the ship did spawn into the hangar, and also the proper hangar was opening when I was calling the ATC, so that's also a very nice fix indeed. Let's talk about the gameplay a little bit. I was able to do a couple of missions in 3.18.1, including FPS combat, which has been working every single time as well. All of the NPCs have spawned, resulting in the completion of the mission, which is also something that has been quite difficult ever since the beginning of FPS missions, actually, and even more so with 3.18. In 3.18.1, it's working as well. I did also a little bit of mining too, which was the purpose of the last video, and it's working for the most part, but I did notice that the prices for rentals have increased quite a bit. 50,000 Alpha UEC to rent a Prospector. That's a lot of mining that you're gonna have to do in order to be profitable. That could be the topic of another video another day. However, I also noticed that not all asteroids are mineable or scannable, which is very frustrating. You know, you are out there in space looking for the right asteroid to mine, and unfortunately, well, you think that you find a couple of them at the same spot, and boom, nothing is happening. This is something that I hope is going to be fixed in 3.18, or at least in 3.19, which is going to be bringing also some much needed improvements for mining. Next, let's talk a little bit about frames per second, and usually I noticed that when you enter and leave Quantum Drive near planets, the game tends to freeze, and I've noticed this time it's not happening, at least not on my PC, so that's also a nice little improvement there that definitely wasn't in 3.18. Nothing major, something a little bit minor, but something worth noting indeed. Next, we are going to talk a little bit about delivery missions. Now, unfortunately, I have not done any delivery missions, but I've heard that a lot of people have been complaining that they are not working. Either the boxes are not there, or they're not retrievable, or they disappear through the ground. Well, if you have had any issues with deliveries, let me know in the comment section down below. But from what I have heard, again, I have not been able to try it yet, but from what I've heard, it seems to be the big issue in 3.18. But also, it seems like there are going to be fixes as well in 3.18.2. So that's also something that you have to figure out here. It's one of the bug fixes. When you look at the latest patch notes from today's patch, for example, it does say that the objective withdrawn upon reaching mission location has been fixed. So you're gonna have to get a little bit of patience. Again, as mentioned before, most of the improvements for 3.18.1 were about backend services just being able to get into the game, but most of the bugs related to gameplay itself, that is going to be for 3.18.2, which, according to the post that we have every week, this week in Star Citizen is going to come very soon. What I suspect is that it's going to come after the free fly event, which is going to last until the 20th of this month. Probably as soon as it is over, we will have 3.18.2. That's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. But let me know in the comment section down below, has 3.18.1 fixed the logging issues? Have you been able to get in systematically? Let me know your experience in the comment section down below. Also, I think it's the last chance to win an Aquilla thanks to Tobii, as well as an eye tracker. You'll find the link in the description down below, but it's not the last chance, however, to win an RSI Scorpius. And for that, all you have to do is to become a Patreon or a YouTube gem member and enter your name in the Discord channel, or you can also join our video sharing contest. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Big shout out to Dr. Forbin, Wolfpack Pub, Zero Crusher, and Deplorable Infidel. I have been Erad, and I will see you guys later.